Today I have a triple easel card, and here it is. It is a Happy Mother's Day card, and you can see the 3 heart easel pieces. And last week I did a star triple easel card. This week I'm doing a heart. Here it is. Now let me close it up for you just so you can see. And there's ribbon up top, so that's the front, and it fits flat in an envelope, so it's pretty awesome in terms of mailing. So alright, so if you are interested in making this card, please stay tuned and I'll show you how. Today I'll be using the Mother's Day floral jazzles, and here they are. Some really pretty images on there as well as words. The roses cutting die, and this is a fabulous, very ornate rose image, and it also comes with this cute little butterfly die as well, and the heart triple easel die cut cards. So this comes with 3 complete cards and envelopes. So they give you, each card comes with 7 pieces, so they give you all of the pieces for that, and I'll show you exactly how to arrange and assemble those. And let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is use my large roses cutting die, and I'm going to just cut it out of plain white cardstock. It's a pretty nice thick cardstock, smooth, and I'm not too worried about what it's made of because I'm actually going to use this as a mask. So I'm just going to place this blade side down on my paper, flip it so that the blades are facing up towards this cutting platform, and your cutting machine will be different depending on what you have. This is an ebosser, and there's other electronic ones like this available. There's one called the Cut and Boss. I think it's available on paperwishes.com, and you can actually use both sides of the cutting mat. I tend to use the side that's kind of concave, if you will, so that it will even out and hopefully make my mat flat. So if you do have a cutting machine like this, I have the C platform, the D platform on the bottom, then the C platform, then this is the B. They're not really the right way up, but that's okay. And then I have the A. Oh, then I have a magnetic shim, cutting die paper, and then A on top. So that's my sandwich. Your sandwich may be the same or different. Alright, so let me just line this up, and I like to just make sure that once this is all lined up that the paper has not shifted, because if it shifts kind of like that, then you're definitely going to mess that up and not cut all of your die. So I'm putting that on, pressing the on button, and inserting this, and it'll automatically pick it up and roll through. Did I press the on button? No, I did not. There we go. Had to press it harder. Okay, now if you see right away that your cutting die has not cut all the way through in some areas, what I like to do is go ahead and cover it back up and send it through a second time without shifting anything, and that usually gives it a nice clean cut. And even if you're not quite sure whether or not it's cut all the way through, I usually like to be more safe than sorry and go ahead and give it a second pass. Or you may have a little bit thicker sandwich, so you don't need to. And then I take this, and I have this little tool called the Tool-in-One by Spellbinders, and it's kind of like this rolling brush tool. Let me give you a closer look. What I can do with this tool is go on the back of my die and see all these holes you can poke through to poke out the innies. Well, this kind of does the work for you, and as I kind of go kind of rough rolling back and forth on top of this die, you can see those innies are flying right out of those holes. And this is so much easier than poking through with a little poking tool one by one. This is like a million times better. So thank you, Spellbinders, for inventing this tool-in-one. And the tool-in-one is not just a brush, it's got other tips. They're stored inside here. So we've got the poker tip that's very sharp. And then this tip is, if I could get it out. Anyway, that might be stuck in there. It's kind of a scraper tool. And you can see more details about this tool online on paperwishes.com. If you look up tool-in-one, you should find it. And I'll link it on my blog as well. So once you've kind of done this as much as you can, and maybe you haven't gotten 100% of the innies to fall out. There we have a few stragglers. I like to take my poker tool. Now I don't have my other poker set up on this tool, but I have this other one. This is a craft pick. It's retractable. It's really nice and easy to reach for. So I just look at which holes are still white and take a stab at them. And I want to make sure that I don't, some of the holes are actually on the cutting die itself, or the shape itself, so I don't want to poke all the way through those. Just the ones that have innies. And you can kind of tell just by flipping the die back and forth. Okay. Now it looks like this little piece does not have a hole. So what you can do is just kind of dig it up from the die, if you will. There we go. And you can also do this with a craft knife. Now, to peel off the actual shape, I find the edge here and see how that kind of popped out. And this is best with a thicker cardstock, and the reason is because a thinner paper is easily torn when you pull it out of the die here, and the thicker one just stays together nicely. Alright, so here is my cleaned up die cut and ready to use on my card. Okay, so I've got my white large heart here, my die cut, and a glue stick, and I'm just going to tack on just a couple dots of glue, and I don't want that to be permanent, that's why it's so light. So I'm going to position this on my card. I'm going to put it right about here and just tack it down lightly. You want to be able to peel this off afterward. And what I've got here are some sponge daubers, and these are art daubers from Colorbox, and they fit, they're a plastic cylinder with a sponge, circular sponge on the top, and they fit right on your finger, or if you can't fit your finger in there, you can always hold it just like this and daub as you wish. What I recommend is having one for each of the colors, or at least color families. I'm pretty sure you can wash these, although I haven't tried that yet. And they come in 6 pieces per pack. Alright, so the colors I'm using for my card here are peach pastel, rose coral, and sour apple for the leaves. So I'm starting with my lightest color, which is peach pastel, and I'm taking a clean sponge dauber, and I'm just gonna dab, or dab, tap, whatever word you would like to use, onto my ink pad, and once that's nice and inked up, go over to this right here. Now this is just a scratch paper, so ignore that part. And I'm gonna start with my roses in the centers of my roses, and then just keep dabbing. And I'm also going to sort of go on the outer perimeter as well. So it's giving a pretty soft, delicate look, but you can still see the image really nicely, and it's kind of that pastel, subtle image there, which I really, really love. And you can also take this colored die cut and use it on white, and it looks really, really pretty. So I'm probably going to use this for my second heart, just for a nice contrast. Now before I did my middle heart, I went ahead and stenciled this one. So this is the small one. So you want to do all your stencil work before you actually use the die cut to glue onto something. Since you won't have that anymore for the stencil. But it's really cool because you can use it as a mask / stencil, and then as itself. So that gives you two uses out of this die cut. Alright, so now I'm going to finish decorating the backgrounds of these hearts. I will arrange some dazzles on here, and I will be right back. Once I have put my dazzles on, this is what my hearts look like. And I'm gonna first, with the easel bases, I'm going to fold them, and using this bone folder here, just fold along those pre-scored lines and just burnish those folds to make them nice and sharp. Okay, and then I'm going to glue them all together like this, just the bottoms together. And once this is all glued down, now I'm going to attach my hearts. So smallest to the smallest, medium to medium, large to large. And just place your glue on this area only, and then you just kind of line up the points. From the back you can see it better, and glue that down. Alright, so I've got my large and my medium and my small easels here, and I have the background kind of blank, so I'm going to add some more ink to it with my daubers, and we'll start with green and then we'll work into other colors. I'll actually probably start with peach since that's the lightest, but green's going to end up here along the bottom, and you'll see it when I am done. Okay, so here is my finished card. Now the ribbon I added, and this is from the honeysuckle ribbon set, and I'll link that on my blog too. But this is the front. So I have inked the very top with that peach pastel, and then with the rose coral, and then and I've just done that by folding it back and just dabbing it over and over. So here is what the very front looks like. Then you take this and tuck it behind the second easel base. So it says Happy Mother's Day, then it says Love You, and here it has the opposite effect of the colored die cut on top of the white, which I really like. Tuck that behind the third easel base, and then the third one just says Mom, and then that tucks behind this tiny little flower. Now the die cut cards come with this little label for the stopper here, and I opted to not use that and just use the flower. I backed it with white cardstock and foam taped it. That's an important step. You do need foam tape to have that stopper work. So the bottom, the base, as you can see, is inked with the three colors. This is the sour apple, rose coral, and peach pastel. So it's just a lot of dabbing involved. It's not really that hard, just a little bit time consuming. So here is the finished card from all angles. So the back has that cute little ribbon treatment. What I did was I tied a bow, left the ends long, glued the center of the bow down, and then glued the ends down and trimmed those to fit. And here is the card from this side from the front, really cute. And then from the top you can see almost all of the greetings there. Happy Mother's Day, love you Mom. And I think this is a really pretty and elegant way to celebrate Mother's Day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this card. Please stay tuned for today's bundle, and I will see you again next week. Have a great week. First in today's bundle we have the Heart Triple Easel die cut card set, and it comes with pieces to make 3 complete Heart Triple Easel cards and envelopes to match. So on the back here is all of the instructions how to decorate and assemble your card, as well as patterns. So these are the 3 hearts, and then the label pattern will be for the stopper that goes in front of the card at the end. So those are the Heart Triple Easel die cut card pieces. Oh, I should show you the hearts themselves come on rectangles, so they just pop out easily from the back because they're die cut. And you can even use the background shape as a stencil or a template of your to use on projects in the future. And then we have the roses die, and this is pretty good size. Let's see here. It's about 5.5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. So that's a really good size for a focal on your card. Or you can even, you know, cut it up into bits and pieces and use them in portions on your card or other project. And it also comes with this cute little butterfly. It's about 1.5 inches wide there. And we also have, last but not least, the Mother's Day Floral Dazzles. There is a card example on the front. Here you can see some of the images. It says, love you Mom, Happy Mother's Day, and a really pretty, lots of pretty flowers. They're really large. There's some hearts as well as this cute ribbon dot border. On the back of the package are ideas on coloring in or filling in your dazzles, as well as using the Innies of the dazzles to make your dazzles go even farther. And here's an image of all of the dazzles you're getting. And those are the contents of today's bundle. Thank you so much for watching, and please join me again next week for another fun project. Have a great week.